What's going on? I pulled a card today. Oh no, look, it's the devil. It's Satan. Oh my god, it's Satan. We can't talk about Satan, can we? No, yeah, we should definitely talk about Satan. Because that which you fear, you don't understand. If you fear something, you don't understand it. And there's a lot of fear around Satanism, and there's a lot of fear around the devil. And what I believe to be the devil is what is the antithesis of good, or the antithesis of light, the antithesis of generation, life, creation. So God would be those things: generation, generative, the generative force, the generative principle, which is what the G is in Freemasonry. It's the generative force, Genesis. Genesis is the gene pool, the generative force. So I see the Bible as it's kind of a codex and a manual and a library of what the human body is and how to optimize it and how to perpetuate the generative principle. And so that which is generative is of God, you could say, is of life, is of creation. And it's a force, also a force of nature. I don't want to get on a tangent, but the word nature comes from the netters. The word netter, net. It's a cosmic net in Egypt. The Egyptian gods were called netters. Nut. Nut was like the sky goddess. And the other gods were called netters, but it's referring to a cosmic net. In India, it's Indra's net. So it's a network. Which is where we're at. Like, we literally have a network, the cosmic net. But it's just in our own synthetic way. But anyway, that was kind of a tangent. But what I'm getting to is those are forces of nature, right? Nature, the network, the cosmic network. We're all connected. The devil, Satanism, is the antithesis of that idea, those ideas, those forces of nature. So it's just the opposite polarity, because we exist in a realm of polarity. Everything is polar. This is like slavery. This is the archetype of slavery, like the physical plane, the physical being bound to the physical plane, the worship of the physical plane. This is the beast nature of man. And both God and Satan exist within all of humanity, and in every human being, and we have a choice to act out either one of those things. But the devil is also lived backwards, so it's living in reverse. You're not living according to the generative principle of nature, of life, of creation. So the devil is... So here, you can see the pentagram right here, right there. The pentagram it's a star, but it's pointing down. It's down because it's pointing down to the root chakra, to the earth, to the physical plane. The whole idea around the devil is it's like it bounds you to the physical plane, creating the illusion and convincing you that this is all that there is the physical. But the physical is a byproduct of the metaphysical. The physical is a byproduct of the upper realms. You could say it's a shadow of the fourth dimension. The third dimension is a shadow of the fourth dimension. The second dimension is a shadow of the third dimension, and so on and so forth, as above, so below. And he's doing that, as above, so below in this. Buddha does this too, as above, so below. And so, again, the devil, Satan, it's just materialism. So the reason he's the ruler of this world is because this world is about materialism, getting you to locked in your root chakra, convincing you that material wealth is all that there is, and is all that there is to strive for. And so, but let's get into a little bit more about Satanism. So Satan comes from Saturn. It's the word Saturn. Saturn is Chronos, which is time, Father Time. And it is that which is fixed. So what is a hexagram is when you put a hex on someone, you fix them in time. 6 is fixed. 6 is also beast, the mark of the beast, because it is there's 6 protons, 6 neutrons, and 6 electrons in carbon, and we are carbon-based beings. We're carbon-based life forms. Carbon is the physical body. So 6 is about the human body. Satan is Saturn, Sauron. There's rings on Saturn. There's a hexagonal like storm pattern if you look up images of Saturn. And it's also a cube. A hexagon is a cube. And a cube is like it's what Judaism is Saturn worship. Christianity is sun worship. Sunday, Saturday. Sabbath, Saturday. They're wearing black because it's representative of the black cube of Saturn. Or some believe that it is the matrix, or like the projecting, the generative matrix that we're in, the mother of tricks. It's like the simulation. It's producing the simulation. I think Gnostics even have a similar belief around that. And Gnostics and like I'm pretty sure that's what I'm thinking of. Just Gnostics. It's like what the Matrix philosophy is based on. It's from that religion. But so yeah, that's just to help you like demystify the devil and Satan, because there's nothing to be afraid of around these topics. I think that they should be explored, especially during Scorpio season, because Scorpio is all about Pluto. It's all about the sexual organ, the tail, the scorpion tail of the spine. That's the root chakra. This is also Pluto. This is Hades, the underworld. The underworld is the lower part of the subconscious, the lower part of the body. The subconscious drives everything. The body is a biological computer, and it can be reprogrammed. And when you dive into the subconscious, and this is a collective unconscious, subconscious archetype, is what the devil is. And so it's a personification of the force, the negative polarity, the degenerative force of nature. And they both coexist. The devil and light and God consciousness. It's just a different level of consciousness. New levels, new devils. Lower levels, lower devils. But again, yeah, this is like possession, right? Possessions, material possessions. Eventually your possessions possess you, if you allow it, if you allow them to. But this is also like Capricorn, too. Capricorn is like the goat. He's like got a goat head. He's like half man, half human, half winged thing. It's also like the reptilian brain, fight or flight, survival. This is that part of the human psyche. What else should we talk about with the devil? Yeah, it's like we think that this is like a literal being that exists, and it does exist. This force is a force of nature. And on an astral plane, it's very possible that there are other worldly beings, other dimensional beings that are using humanity and in both the higher and the lower realms. But this is how it plays out in our world, is just through the human psyche. And again, there's nothing to be afraid of around Satanism and around. I think it's so interesting to me that Christians are so quick to fear Satanism and demons and talk about it so much and put so much fear around it and make it their enemy, and yet they know nothing about it. They don't know how, they don't understand it, they don't know how to explain it, they don't know how to deconstruct it, and they just put it over there, they just put it over here, separate themselves from it, and that's what the devil is. It's separation. It's the illusion that everything is separate, that you are not, I am not you, you are not me, I am this. And it's like the personification of the ego. It's all about ego. It's all about possession. It's all about materialism and ownership. And see, he's got slaves. It's ownership. It's dominance. All egoic minded values. All values of of the ego. And so, edging God out. The ego is edging God out. The generative principle. I see God as the generative principle. God is consciousness. God is light. God is in the light. To be enlightened is to be in the light. To be in devil is deveil. It's veiled. It's deveiled. Deveil. Zivil. And so, but it's that which is separate. It's the devil convinces you that you're a separate thing from other people. And so, but again, like, it's like Christians are so quick to just separate themselves from this, but it's still a part of your psyche. It's still a part of the collective psyche, and we should take ownership of that. I think we should take full ownership of that, because you have to understand your darkness and able to understand the darkness in other people. And if you truly believe that the devil is your enemy, then wouldn't you want to know what your enemy is all about? Like, isn't that, like, because your enemy for sure knows what you are all about. Why would you not do the same thing and know about the underworld and learn about these types of archetypes and these types of things that are trying to overtake you, if that's what you believe, you know, like if people believe that Satan is so, you know, destructive and running rampant and whatever, it's like, why would you just dismiss ownership of, like, getting to know this energy, right? And it's just an energy, because everything is energy, and it's a polarity. And I don't believe that it's something to ever fear, because when you walk in fear, then that's all you're going to see, and that's all you're going to interact with, without truly trying to understand it. The villain, right? We villainize people. We villainize people like Donald Trump, or we villainize people like Kamala Harris, but the villain is within. There's nothing external to be fighting. The battle is inside. The battle is in here. It's in the mind. It's in the psyche. It's the soul. The battle is the soul, for the human soul. Psyche means soul. Yeah, it's and so another thing about, like, it's like creation is creative. Creativity is the God force. Sexual energy is the God force. That which is degenerative could be the devil force. That which is, like, only mimics. It can't create. It can only mimic. It's a reflection. It's a direct reflection of creation, but it's not. But it's like that which separates and divides, which is politics. Politics is separating and dividing. It's divisive. It's not like it. We shouldn't be putting our energy into politics, politricks, because you're literally just giving your consciousness, you're externalizing your power and giving it to these people who you don't even know, who don't care about you, clearly. They don't care about your well-being. There's no like anybody with common sense and logic, any sense of logic and simple understanding should be able to see that these people are puppets, which is what the devil does. You see, he's putting on a puppet show. It's the devil's puppet show. That's how politics is to me. Just a fucking puppet show put on by the devil. The prince of the air. In this age of Aquarius, in the age of air, it's mental, where everything is mental, where the messages that we receive are mental, from Medea, the goddess of illusion, which is the media. All of the ancient gods are now corporations. All of the old gods are now corporations. What is Tesla now? Tesla was a genius inventor who should be credited for all of our wireless technology that we have today. But I'll make another video on this because I love Tesla. He's my favorite person in history. But his company now, he wanted to free. Tesla was a mystic. Tesla was the magician archetype card. He was studying the ether and the etheric realms and discovered that consciousness is basically electricity and is the fabric of reality. And the earth is a generative electric living being that you can tap into. And he rediscovered the pyramids and wanted to free humanity by giving them free energy. And now we give our energy to Tesla, which is a company that takes energy from us. And I'll make another video about that because it's such an interesting... I think that's the biggest secret in history. It's the most covered up thing ever. That a man invented free energy, and we could be so far evolved now if he was still alive and were to carry out his vision of progressing humanity. But anyway, I digress. I am done ranting. Alright, stay wise, my friends. Thanks for watching. If you got this far, let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, and comment below, and let me know what you think on these subjects, because I think they're pretty interesting. Hello, alright, good night, have a good night.